Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand something today. God is preparing you for something extraordinary, something beyond your wildest dreams. There are moments in our lives when we are waiting, when we are praying, and when we are hoping for something to change. But there is one thing I want you to remember: God's timing is not our timing. It may seem like you've been waiting for a long time. You may have been in a season of silence, a season of doubt, or a season of struggle. But I stand here today to tell you God will surprise you very soon. His timing is perfect. You see, we often think that just because we don't see immediate results, God is not working. But I want to challenge that thought. God is always at work, even when we can't see it. He is preparing you, molding you, and positioning you for something greater than you ever imagined. His delays are not denials, and His timing is always right. Now let me tell you something, expect the unexpected. When you least expect it, God is going to show up and blow your mind. You see, God doesn't operate according to the limits of our understanding. He doesn't move based on our timelines or our calculations. His ways are higher and His thoughts are deeper. And the beauty of that is this: when God surprises you, it will always exceed your expectations. But here's the thing: God's plans for you are bigger than your plans for yourself. Sometimes we hold on to small visions because we don't believe we're capable of achieving greatness. We settle for mediocrity because we think it's all we deserve. But I'm here to tell you today, God's vision for your life is grander than you could ever imagine. He's not just thinking about where you are now, but about where He's taking you. He sees your future with clarity, and He's already mapped out your path to success. So here's the key: prepare for the surprise. You see, God is a God of excellence, and He requires us to be prepared to receive what He has in store. Don't let your disappointment or your frustration cause you to give up. Don't let the challenges you're facing today make you believe that God has forgotten you. Instead, stay faithful, stay diligent, and stay ready. When God is about to bless you, He doesn't want you to be caught off guard. He wants you to be positioned and prepared, ready to receive what He's about to release into your life. I challenge you today: be ready to be surprised. Be ready for the unexpected. Be ready for the extraordinary. And when that moment comes, when God moves in your life in ways you never thought possible, you will look back and say, I knew this day was coming, and it was worth the wait. Remember, God will surprise you very soon. Keep the faith, stay ready, and watch as His blessings pour into your life in ways you never expected. God's timing is not something we can fully grasp with our limited understanding. It's a truth that requires trust, patience, and a deep sense of faith. You see, we live in a world that's obsessed with the clock. We want things now. We set deadlines for ourselves and others, and we often find ourselves frustrated when things don't unfold according to our plans. But God's timing, it doesn't follow our schedules. His timing is intentional, purposeful, and always perfect, even when it seems delayed to us. There will be moments in your life where you feel like nothing is moving, like everything is stagnant. You may have dreams, you may have goals, and you may have worked hard, but still the breakthrough you're hoping for hasn't arrived. In those moments, it's easy to question whether God is listening. It's easy to feel as if your prayers are bouncing off the walls unanswered. But I want to remind you today, God hears every prayer, and He answers according to His perfect timing. What might seem like a delay is often preparation. God isn't ignoring you. He's setting the stage for something far greater than you could ever imagine. What feels like a closed door may be God's way of protecting you, of guiding you towards something better. Have you ever seen a masterful artist at work? They don't rush the process. They take their time, carefully adding layers, mixing colors, and making sure each stroke is deliberate. The work may seem slow, but every moment is necessary. If they rush through it, the final piece would not be what it's meant to be. Your life, my friend, is the canvas of a divine artist, and he is painting your story with care. Every moment of waiting, every moment of silence is part of the masterpiece he is creating in your life. You may not understand the brushstrokes now, but you will one day see the beauty of it all when you look back. Think about it. When God is silent, he is not absent. His silence is not a sign of indifference. He is working behind the scenes, preparing the way, arranging the circumstances, and making sure that when the time is right, everything falls into place. You may not see it now, but there is a divine orchestration happening in your life. The timing of your breakthrough, the timing of your promotion, the timing of your healing is all under God's control. And when it comes, it will be right on time. Sometimes the waiting is where the greatest transformation happens. It's during those seasons of waiting that you are shaped, refined, and tested. When you learn to wait on God, you are learning to trust him with the timing of your life. Waiting isn't passive. It's an active process of preparing yourself for what's ahead. It's about strengthening your faith, expanding your capacity, and deepening your understanding of who God is. He is never late. He is always on time. And I want you to hear this clearly. God's timing is never just about you. It's about how your breakthrough impacts those around you. Sometimes the delay isn't just for your benefit. It's for the benefit of others who will be impacted by your journey. The lives you touch, the hearts you heal, and the souls you inspire, they are all part of God's greater plan. So when you're waiting, remember that you're not waiting in vain. God is preparing not just you, but everything and everyone that will be part of your story. As you move forward, hold on to this truth. God's timing is always right. It may not align with your schedule, but it is always perfect. So trust him. Keep moving forward. Keep believing. Even when the waiting feels unbearable, remember that he is working in ways you cannot see. You are not forgotten. You are not left behind. The best is yet to come, and it's coming in God's perfect timing. Expect the unexpected. It's a phrase we hear often, but do we truly grasp its meaning? In life, we become conditioned to the idea that things should unfold in a predictable, orderly manner. We have expectations, goals we set, steps we take, milestones we reach. But what happens when life doesn't follow the script we've written? What happens when the unexpected enters our lives in ways we didn't foresee or plan for? Let me tell you something. God moves in ways that surpass our understanding. The very things you may be struggling with today, the unanswered prayers, the delays, the obstacles, are often setting the stage for a breakthrough so big, so far beyond your expectations, that it will shake the foundation of your belief. You see, we tend to limit God's greatness by our own small thinking. We have a tendency to box him in, to tell him what our ideal outcome should be. But let me remind you today, God is not bound by your limitations. His power and creativity extend far beyond anything we could ever imagine. He is in the business of doing the impossible, and he is not waiting for you to get everything figured out. He's waiting for you to trust him, to believe that even in the midst of uncertainty, he is working on your behalf. When I say expect the unexpected, I'm challenging you to look beyond what you see right now. I'm asking you to have faith that there are things in motion, things in the unseen realm that are being prepared for you. While you're stuck in your thoughts, wondering why things haven't happened yet, God is moving behind the scenes, orchestrating your victory, your breakthrough, your next level of success. The Bible says, now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. That means that what you think you need, what you think you want, is nothing compared to what God has already planned for you. So instead of limiting your thinking, I want you to open your heart to the fact that God has something better, bigger and more profound in store than you could ever imagine. When you expect the unexpected, you are acknowledging that God is in control. You are surrendering your own ideas of what should happen and making room for the divine surprises He has set up for you. Life may not always unfold in the way you envision, but I promise you, every unexpected turn, every detour, every closed door is part of a greater plan designed to bring you closer to your purpose. Sometimes the very things that seem like setbacks are actually the catalyst for your greatest comebacks. So, the next time life throws you a curveball, don't panic, don't feel defeated. Instead, embrace it. Embrace the surprise, knowing that God is working all things together for your good. Expect that even when things don't go according to plan, He's still in the midst of it. He's still creating pathways, preparing people, and setting things in motion that you haven't even begun to see. You may not have all the answers right now, but that's the beauty of faith. Faith says, I trust God even when I don't understand the process. Expect the unexpected and know that when it comes, it will be more than you ever hoped for. It will exceed your wildest dreams because it's coming from a place of divine purpose and perfect timing. So get ready. The unexpected is on its way. Keep your mind open, your heart prepared, and your faith anchored, because when God surprises you, it will be a moment that takes your breath away. There comes a moment in each of our lives when we realize that the plans we have for ourselves might not be enough. We dream, we set goals, and we work tirelessly towards them. But what if the plans we've made are too small for the future God has designed for us? What if the vision we see for ourselves is limited by our own understanding and not the vast possibilities that God holds for us? You see, our human nature often leads us to make plans that are centered around what we can achieve in our own strength. We build our lives around our comfort zones based on what we think we deserve or what we believe is achievable. But I want to tell you something today. God's plans for your life are infinitely greater than your own. They surpass every dream you've ever had, every goal you've ever set, and every limitation you've ever placed on yourself. When God starts working in your life, He doesn't ask for your permission. He doesn't ask for your approval. God is not bound by your understanding or your past experiences. He is bound only by His word, and His word tells us that His plans are for our good, to give us a future and a hope. His plans are always designed to elevate you to a level far beyond what you could have ever imagined on your own. But here's the truth: God will never force His plans upon you. He waits for you to come to a place where you surrender your limited vision and trust Him to reveal the path that will lead you to true greatness. You may have a certain idea of where you want to go, but God is telling you today, don't settle for what you think you can achieve on your own. You have to believe that God has something far greater, something that you cannot see with your natural eyes, but something that your spirit will recognize when it comes to pass. The key is trust. It's the trust to let go of the little things you're holding on to, whether it's your pride, your plans, your desires, and to step into the unknown. Trusting God means acknowledging that your vision is just a small fraction of what He has in store for you. It means surrendering your control and saying, God, I believe that you know better. I believe that your plans for me are higher, greater, and more fulfilling than anything I could ever dream for myself. It's easy to be content with what we can see, but faith requires us to step beyond the visible and into the realm of the unknown. God doesn't operate within the confines of our understanding. He sees the end from the beginning. He sees the full picture while we often only see a fragment. When we trust Him with the unknown, He leads us into a future that is filled with promise, prosperity, and purpose. God's plans are not just for your success in the small things. His plans are for your life's ultimate purpose. He is preparing you for something far beyond the daily grind, far beyond the obstacles you face. He is positioning you to fulfill a divine calling that will impact others in ways you may never see directly, but that will leave a legacy that outlasts your time on earth. So when life doesn't make sense, when things seem uncertain, or when you find yourself at a crossroads, remember this: God's plans are bigger than yours. He is working behind the scenes, aligning everything for your good, orchestrating the events of your life in ways you cannot yet understand. Trust in His process, trust in His timing, and trust that when you surrender your small plans, He will replace them with a purpose that is beyond anything you could have ever imagined. The truth is, God is not just interested in your comfort or convenience. He is shaping you for something greater. God's plans for your life are meant to take you places you've never been, to show you things you've never seen, and to make you into a person you've never imagined becoming. Your story is not finished, and as long as you remain open to His will, you will continue to be amazed at the greatness He has in store for you. When we speak of preparation, we're not just talking about the physical steps you take to get ready for something. We're talking about the state of your heart, the condition of your mind, and the posture of your spirit. Often we find ourselves waiting for the breakthrough, praying for the doors to open, believing for that moment when God will reveal His surprise. But let me tell you something today: your preparation is just as important as the blessing itself. You see, God is a God of order and preparation. He doesn't just give us what we ask for without preparing us for the responsibility that comes with it. He's not in the habit of dropping blessings into the hands of people who aren't ready to handle them. That's why the waiting period isn't a time of passivity, it's a time of growth, a time of getting ourselves ready for what is coming. Too many of us spend our time looking around, waiting for things to fall into place, when we should be using that time to position ourselves. The work is in the preparation. When God is about to surprise you, He doesn't just send blessings from nowhere. He prepares you to receive them. Think about it for a moment. When a farmer plants a seed, does he just sit back and wait for the harvest? No, he waters the seed, nurtures it, clears the weeds, and protects it. He knows that a harvest is coming, but the preparation is what makes the harvest possible. You see, God is doing the same in your life. He's planting seeds of opportunity, seeds of blessing, but He's waiting for you to tend to them, to nurture them, to get ready for the season of abundance that is ahead. Preparation means getting your heart in alignment with God's will. It means positioning yourself for the greatness that God has in store for you. It means removing any distractions, any negativity, any fears that may prevent you from receiving what is coming. You must believe that what God has for you is greater than what you've experienced up until now. And when you truly believe that, it changes the way you live today. You start walking with a sense of purpose, with expectation in your spirit, and with confidence that God is not just blessing anyone, He's preparing you for a purpose far greater than what you can see in front of you. But let me tell you, preparation isn't easy. There are moments when the process feels long and tiresome, when the road seems too hard, when you begin to wonder if it's worth it. But those moments, those very struggles are part of your preparation. They are building your endurance, your strength, and your faith. God will never give you something that you are not capable of handling. Every trial you go through is preparing you for what is to come. So don't despise the process. Don't look at the waiting period as a burden. See it for what it truly is, a season of preparation for something greater. Every setback, every challenge, every delay is a lesson. And in those lessons, God is shaping your character, refining your faith, and equipping you for the blessing that is coming your way. You are being prepared to carry the weight of the success that God is about to pour into your life. When the time comes, when that moment of surprise arrives, you will be ready. You will know that you are standing on the foundation that was built during the waiting period. You will realize that the preparation was necessary. It wasn't a waste. It was all part of the process, part of the plan to ensure that when God releases the blessing, you are prepared to handle it with grace, wisdom, and responsibility. Understand this, the surprise is not just in the blessing itself, it's in the transformation that happens in you during the preparation. And when that moment comes, when God opens the doors that you've been waiting for, you will stand in awe and gratitude, knowing that you were prepared not just for the blessing, but for the purpose behind it. Keep preparing, keep trusting. Because when the surprise comes, you will be ready to step into it with confidence, strength, and faith. I want you to hold on to this one truth: God is never late. And He is always working behind the scenes to prepare you for what He has in store. The surprises that await you are not random. They are part of a divine plan, a plan that requires your preparation, your faith, and your trust in the process. What you are going through right now is not a detour. It's the very path that is preparing you for greatness. When you stay committed to your growth, when you remain faithful in your preparation, and when you trust that God's timing is perfect, you will find that the surprises that come are more than just blessings. They are confirmations that the waiting was worth it. Your life is about to shift. Doors will open. Blessings will overflow. And when that happens, you'll be ready, because the preparation has been building you up for this very moment. So stay focused, keep working, keep trusting, and know that God will surprise you very soon. Keep your heart open and your mind ready, because what's coming is far greater than you could ever imagine. The best is yet to come.